Well, there's a lot of noise, but we're going to do our best here. We got the McCrispy Chicken Strips from McDonald's. This is new to their menu. So at least he's pissed off. And what's the sauce?
The creamy chili sauce.
And the creamy chili sauce. Very relaxing.
Hey guys. All right.
Well, I have two thoughts.
Do I get to hear them? Or do we save it for
You
the pod?
eat first.
Okay.
Full review coming. If you lasted through this entire video, you are a saint and a scholar. And really love the show. That's right, this is Marriage Bites, episode number 275. And I'm your host, Mike Biseglia, alongside my co-host, Jessica Geisler. And I'm coming to you, that sounded just weird out loud, but we'll go with it. Coming to you from my wife's living room area in Belford, New Jersey. Today we're talking about McDonald's, the McCrispy Strips. Basically, chicken tenders from McDonald's and a sauce that went along with it that you just want to stick all your body parts in and lather. It was that good. That part was that good. But today we'll be talking some McDonald's. We're recording this after Mother's Day at the very end of the evening. It was my birthday weekend. So a lot going on this past weekend, which will be fun for the best thing we ate portion of the show. And of course, stick around at the very end. You'll hear what we had on this episode 200 episodes ago, which is crazy to say out loud. So this is 275. Jess will read some excerpts and the description from what was episode number 75. But Jess, happy Mother's Day. Good evening, and it's good to see you.
Good to see you too. I have seen nobody, well, no, I've seen lots of people, but I have seen you for a good 48 plus straight hours.
Yeah, and we've talked about this before, but there was a time when you and I never saw each other because I was working in New York City at crazy weird hours. You were traveling all over the country. Now we both work from home, basically. I mean, you go out on some client work into New York in the metropolitan area. I would know 5 to 7 times a month, something in that range.
Yeah, 1 to 2 times a week, I would say.
But point is, we see each other a lot now.
Yes.
And
well, we're in our own offices. We don't share an office, which sounds horrible.
Well, okay. This is funny that you say this. So
what?
there is I produce on Wednesdays and Fridays the Rising Tides Live podcast for Cali BBQ Media. And this is way back earlier. We do topics that are like about business. Some get more deep into like sales and like different topics. And then some of them are more like philosophical ranging. And one of them was just, it's a lot of like really great people get together, just have like a community discussion. And one of them was about, now working from home. And one of the great guys on there, his name's Jason. And he was talking about how, he treats it like he's at the office, right? But his husband, is like no boundaries, like just walks in the room, starts talking. He's like, I'm on calls here, man. Like if I was in my office, would you do that? But I think to the point is like when you're at home, and I feel like I do this sometimes to you, where I'm like, you're on a call.
Yeah, you'll
I'm
come
just
in
like
and I'm
coming
like,
in. I'm just like, you'll do the head
yeah,
shake,
well,
and I'm just like, well, I got to find a shirt to wear.
or you're like,
just,
or you just had a great meeting or whatever, and you don't want to tell me about it.
But I do think like you and I have I want to almost create like the office camaraderie. Where like I go into your office, like, hey, how's your day going? Like
Slack me. And
I got no one else to talk to. I mean, it's just you. But I understand that sometimes I do think we take that it's the house and blur the lines because, yeah, you're on important calls. Like I really have no right to do that.
It's rare that we do that. Every so often, we're pretty good at knowing each other's schedules,
right?
And I try to not, like, if I see that you're if I hear you talking or whatever, I don't jump in. I would say I text more than I would ever come in your room.
Yeah, I come in more because you work in our main bedroom.
Yes.
I'm in like a guest bedroom.
Yes.
So a lot of my stuff obviously is in that bedroom. So I go in there. Now the office is off to the side, so it's not like
It's a little like ensuite off the bedroom.
If you've seen Bad Weather Fans, I've recorded in there sometimes.
It's definitely like my favorite part of the house.
But it is funny sometimes when I'll just feel like you do the go like this.
Yeah, the heads up, or like I'll be like doing the like no.
Yeah.
Then the side matumbo.
Yeah.
Our daughter has learned how to do the matumbo. Which
She has.
is very funny. No.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
To Kembe Mutombo. Which is sad. Yeah, I
very
know.
sad.
I know. I was watching Spen Harris does a great Nets podcast, and him and his brother got this framed photo of Kobe dunking over Dikembe, and I was like, wow, they're both not with us. I was
That
like,
is crazy.
Crazy. Just two figures in my childhood that were a big deal. Speaking of basketball, we'll get to the chicken in a minute, but we're going to do a little crossover here because I want to. Tomorrow night, we're recording this on a Sunday, May 11th. Monday night is the Nets lottery. Do you have any interest in how this goes?
Yeah, I mean, for your mental health, I do. But like, do I care? Not really.
Like, what are you rooting for? Do you understand
You to be happy.
it?
Yes, I get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think? Okay, so let me lay out
think
the
they'll
ground.
get the-
Whoa. Yeah, I think I see what it. Let me lay out the groundwork. The way the lottery works is they only select the first 4 picks. I think it's the first 4. And then the rest is just proceeding order. Yeah, it's the first 4 picks, and then the rest is just proceeding order.
These rules are insane. I just have
I
to
could be
say-
getting them wrong, too. But I think the way it works, it's the first 4 picks are drawn, and then it's just worst record gets 5, 6, 7
Okay.
of remaining. The Nets have a 9.5 chance of 1. Basically, they have a 9.5 chance of like 1, 2, 3, 4. They have the biggest chance of landing, I think, at 7 is like their highest percentage. And they can't get 5. Kind of forget how that works. Anyway, they could move all the way to 10 in like a doomsday scenario, which would be like, it's like a 0.005 chance. Where do you think they go?
Third. These rules seem insane.
I'd have to sign up for that. I'd have to do that.
What?
Third.
You'd sign up for third?
I'd have to.
Okay. Well, I was going to go a different direction with basketball because you mentioned Kobe Bryant, and one of the very clear like pre-COVID memories I have was him dying while I was grocery shopping at Whole Foods.
I was doing Uber Eats. I was picking up a pizza from Anthony's Cold Fire.
And I was pregnant, and I was telling Ryan tonight when he got out of the shower, I said, "Oh, thanks for making me a mommy." He's like, "How do I make you a mommy? How can kids make people a mommy?" And he
They all
did
do.
not get this concept at all.
Well, he asked me the other day where babies come from.
He's asked a couple of times.
And I just said, just really hard sex.
Oh my God.
And I explained to him all of it.
I'm always just like, I don't know. And I was
did
telling,
not do that. Just kidding.
I was telling, he had got soft serve vanilla yogurt today, which is like what I ate every night when I was pregnant with him. And he was
Yeah.
like, so you eat it, then I eat it, then you poop it, then I poop it. I'm like, yeah, kind of.
Kind
I
of.
was like,
He said, "Daddy, when I grow older, my ball's going to get bigger."
that is funny.
I said, "Ryan, yes."
Hopefully.
I mean, I'm like, metaphorically, literally. I was like,
Hopefully both.
I mean, mine got bigger, like, as a physiologically, but like stones,
Yeah, I think that's all you need to know.
here and there, sometimes.
I think Lucy has bigger stones than him.
Maybe. Craziness. So we actually got the chicken a couple of weeks ago. We were going to try to record last weekend, but we had some scheduling conflicts with our tour.
Yeah. The world
So we're a
tour.
week behind. We're actually on Friday. We are going to your favorite podcast, one that you bring up a lot. A guest that was actually on the Mike Delivers pod.
I actually scrolled past that one.
That was his name is Mike Mitchell. He is the co-host of a very popular food podcast,
The Doughboys.
The Doughboys. If you listen to this, you'd probably like them. And they have a live show at NJ Pack in Newark, and we're going to see it on Friday. And you and I actually have seen them live before.
It was
We saw them
year.
in the Grand Marquis.
No.
What's it called?
Oh God.
The gondola?
No, I gotta think about this.
It was in New York City.
Gramercy.
And we actually, the show started, that one didn't start till what, 11?
11.
Jeez. Did we take a train?
Yes, we took the train because the people across from us, I remember they were singing the lettuce rap from the Doughboys. They're like, lettuce rap, it's the lettuce rap. And I was like, oh, I know where you people are going.
And before that, I don't remember the lettuce rap song, but I do remember seeing people that were going, I do remember that we did notice people that were going to the show. And before the show, we went to a bar that had a secret entrance to go to the top floor of a restaurant, and like it became a George Washington bar.
Yes,
it was the most New York thing ever. And we got cocktails, and the ice
was George Washington's head,
which seems like a total waste of money, but the coolest thing I've ever seen. It closed
in COVID. I looked it
up. Did it really?
Yeah, I did. I don't know what it was actually called, but
it was real. I got to give Ryan Biseglia a lot of respect, our son, because he likes like secret passages and stuff. There is something cool about going to like a secret bar where you walk through a bookshelf and then there's all these people here. There's something cool about that.
And they had it was like almost like if it was a giant apartment. Like there were small rooms throughout this. So like you could go in a room, people were playing Monopoly. Like if you think of like a random night out in New York, like this is nailing it, like completely. I remember as a way to try to stay awake, we would go to like a bar and then go to a restaurant and get something small to eat. Like we'd go and get like 2 tacos. Then we'd go somewhere else. Then we'd get like a sushi. Did we go to more than one restaurant? Oh, I think we did. Yeah. And then, so I think we went to like maybe 3 bars and 2 restaurants or something. Yeah. 11 o'clock is late. We're doing 8 o'clock, and I'm a little stressed out about that.
I do think that, and that's actually a 3-hour difference. I think 8 is our new 11. So it actually feels the same.
Yeah.
So what 11 felt to you in 2019?
Without kids.
Is what 8 o'clock's going to feel. It's the same feeling.
I had Ryan a year later from that show.
So you didn't know you were pregnant at that time?
No, it's not possible, because I wouldn't have been pregnant for about 4 months,
Maybe George Washington got you in the mood. If you could have sex with one president pre-1800, who are you picking?
Oh, pre-1800s.
I don't even know how many presidents.
I mean, I guess Thomas Jefferson. He went to UVA, too.
Oh, he was terrible.
I mean, I don't know. He's the same alumni.
Oh, God. Why do I ask these questions?
There is no white man before 1800s that's not going to have a bad backstory, Mike.
That's fair. That's fair. It's another podcast I produced, The Backstory.
Oh, boy.
Check all of these out.
So, we'll have
quite the Rolodex.
I'm excited to hear what they try.
And their celebrity guest that's with them.
And then they haven't announced either. A lot of people they asked, they requested New Jersey places. I thought Quick Check was actually probably the most unique one.
I wonder if it's a spot that you and I have tried, or something that you and I have tried. I feel like Jersey Mike's
did White Castle when we saw it last time, and like White Castle is kind of dog shit. So
I like the chicken waffle sandwich that we had. You didn't? You liked it?
It was okay.
It was way better than we had anticipated.
The waffle was weird. No, the bacon was weird. The bacon.
You didn't like the bacon.
Yeah.
The rest was solid.
I'm not into bacon lately. Remember, we had
I've had a lot of bacon lately.
We've had bacon in our meal kit recently. I was not feeling it.
I've had so much bacon. I had a piece tonight when I made it for the kids. It was in my soup, the Jersey chowder. I had a bacon cheddar burger.
So our son, I wish he had like an Apple Watch on to see how many steps that kid did today. He went to 2 beaches, a park, took a walk, jumped around. Yeah. Right as I put him to bed, he goes, "I'm hungry. Can you bring me some bacon?" In bed, I'm like,
well,
no.
I'm glad he's got. I'm glad he does have the bacon gene.
It came from your side of the family. Well, I don't know. I guess.
I love bacon. The thing I don't like about you with bacon is way too overdone. It's like
I only like it crispy.
Yeah, I don't want my bacon to break.
Oh, I want mine to.
See, that would have been a good question. Remember when I originally started doing the Mike Delivers podcast, and I would say like, burger or hot dog.
Yeah.
Bacon, pull it apart, snap it in half.
What? Well, floppy or hard?
I like it floppy.
I don't like, well, because it's the meat fat thing, and I don't like meat fat.
Yeah, and I do.
Yeah, so there you go.
No, but I'm not saying I like it raw, but I do think once you've singed it, you've turned it into another type of food.
But and then I thought that was a wild choice of something to have for a snack right before bed. And the next thing was Cheetos. And I'm like...
These are good picks.
Well, Trader Joe's Cheetos. Good picks, neither bed-friendly food.
These are good
and
picks.
like a bed-friendly food, in my opinion, is like cereal, crackers, pretzels. Like nothing that is going to make your sheets little orange fingers or have bacon grease on it.
I do like it is fun eating in bed. I've had a lot of popcorn in bed.
Oof,
and the problem though is then you wake up and it's like
crummy.
It's like crummy.
No, I don't like that.
That is gross.
I don't like that. I don't like that
at all. Yeah, that is gross.
That's why a lot of people who travel for work say they get like the 2 queen beds. They get a sleeping bed and an eating bed. Wait, you didn't know that?
No.
It's like a thing.
People do this and then they eat.
Yeah, so they get like room service. Like you don't have a burger and a glass of red wine.
And then they move to the next bed. I did not know this.
Oh my God.
But I will definitely implement this future if this circumstance ever comes again in my life. Oh my God, really?
Yeah. A sleeping bed and an eating bed.
I had no idea about that. Seriously.
Well, there you go. I just enlightened you.
Is there like
I mean, even if we were together, we could move from bed to bed. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, here's the question. If people do this, is the sex bed in the same bed as the food bed? Or is the sex bed in the sleep bed?
I feel like it has to be the sleep bed, but should it be? Like maybe it shouldn't be.
I'm just saying, like, what's like? Should that bed just be for sleeping?
And the other one's for all activities?
All things that go in and out of you.
All things that could potentially cause stains.
Yeah. Oh. I was here. You went here. And for people not sure, Jess is talking about semen.
Well,
when I produced Geo and Jones at CBS back in the day, that was my gimmick. No, not splooging everywhere. But my thing was, people would like say the joke, and the whole part of it was like you had to like imagine, like you had to like use your brain to figure it out.
So you would just say it out loud,
and I'd just be like, I would say the obvious and say it out loud, and it would drive Brian Jones absolutely insane. He'd be like, I know, motherfucker. Like,
yeah, that sounds about
right.
He
didn't say that on the air, but he'd be like, I'm sorry, like, and I think Greg like just loved how irritated it would make him.
Yeah,
but it was funny.
Well, I'm sorry, we leveled up.
We leveled up. Chicken strips.
Yes,
I'm surprised when I heard that McDonald's was doing this, only because I just assumed they were there. Like, I thought they already had these things. I didn't realize this was new. That surprised me.
I am a little surprised, I think, because I don't think I felt the need. Does that make sense? Now, I did have a news story that I was going to say last week, but I will say it now.
Yeah.
And I will say personally, the uncertainty of the economic climate has definitely hit close to home for me. Not me personally, but this week has been a challenging week in that aspect. But McDonald's had a really bad Q1 2025. So a lot of people reported their earnings this week.
Okay.
And this was actually 2 weeks ago.
Keep talking. I'm plugging in the computer.
All right. But like my company reported this week. A lot of people do. So this was a big thing with McDonald's, though.
Yeah.
So McDonald's having a bad quarter is like a correlative reason that people could say there is a recession coming. So it's like not a direct reason, but it's an indicator that people are cutting back
spending.
Yes, and it's been like correlated to times of recession. And so the two that people have cut back on the most are Starbucks and McDonald's.
Which is interesting because we have done the opposite.
What do you mean?
I've spent more money at Starbucks in the last month, and we go to McDonald's all the time with the kids. We started the show talking about remote working, but I've actually been doing a lot. I like to go to a Barnes & Noble that has a Starbucks in it just to get out of the house a little bit, to mix it up.
Yeah.
So I've probably spent more money on coffee than I have.
But you buy like straight up coffee, nothing more.
I get a decaf. I think I get a decaf now.
You do, but that's rough.
That's because, well, for another time.
Well, they're really relying on these. This literally was my story before we knew what we were picking. McDonald's is really relying on the return of the chicken tenders, the McCrispy strips.
Good idea.
And the snack wraps, which I would like to try because that was something I actually got as like a teenager there.
Yeah.
The little snack wraps. But I think, if I've thought about this in other ways too, we're just in the phase of life where we are every parent hits a McDonald's phase. And I feel like every parent nowadays hits a cake pop situation where we see a Starbucks.
Those two, yeah.
These
cake
pops.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I thought you were talking about.
No, I didn't even. I was talking about for myself, but you're right about the cake.
I got
pop
like a
thing.
$20.
We spent $1 billion on those too.
Yeah, $25 a month I spend on cake pops at this point. Literally, we go to a doctor. They're like cake pop. It is a good bribe. It's a good bribe. When we were talking about how we need to try them because they
bribe.
inhale them and they just look gooey and gross. But it's just interesting as this indicator that things are kind of going in the wrong direction with the economy, and it's always sort of correlated with it. So I just thought that was an interesting thing. But back to the crispy strips. I don't know. I feel like there are chicken nugget people, and they're sycophants. And then there's the burgers or the sandwich people. I guess I didn't see this need, this hole in the market for McDonald's, but
I think it's a good idea.
I think it's a good idea too, because I'm going to go tender over nugget every day of the week.
I mean, the McDonald's nugget is iconic in its taste, good or bad, however you feel about it. It has a taste and texture to it because it's just, it's really fried up. It's not real meat. I don't know what's in there, but it has a taste to it. Like it or don't like it, it's very recognizable.
What is your chicken tender history? As a kid, I really don't know this. Were you a kid who ordered them a lot? Did you get them in college?
I say this. I was a kid that didn't order off the kids menu.
See, I was too. I
don't think
we were Lucy.
Yeah, I liked. I was like, I'll have the clams. I just that was my palate, right? As a kid. But I will say, as an adult now with kids that gets a lot of chicken fingers and tenders, I love them. I mean, it's just fried chicken. Where did we have? Oh, there's this place called Claudi's that's down the street from us, a fried chicken spot. And they have the boneless wings.
Oh, my God.
Which are just
they are
giant
so good.
chicken tenders, which are so good and juicy and flavorful. I mean, these things are phenomenal.
Yeah.
To answer your question, as a kid, I don't really have many memories of them. But now as an adult, I do.
First of all, we did not go out to eat a lot. And when we did, I just unlocked a memory. So, I know what my orders were. Wendy's Junior Bacon Cheeseburger.
Yeah.
KFC was actually crispy strips, potato wedges. I really like the crispy strips there. That was my chicken tenders. We go to Olive Garden. I'd get my linguine pomodoro, sometimes with grilled chicken.
Olive Garden's on the list of spots.
But I kind of had my go-tos, and
yeah.
I really was not a kids menu. I was never a kids menu kid. My mom just did not cook for me kids menu stuff, and I just didn't get used to it. But then my brother came. She did the same thing. He's more like our son, who I think is kind of a super taster and finds that a lot of flavors are too intense, and he wants kid menu food. Whereas today, Lucy was just eating the salad off your plate. She just wants she wants adult foods and adult flavors.
She likes it. She clearly likes it.
As long as it's not spicy, she's good.
Yeah.
Too spicy, you'll get that.
Which understandable.
But yeah, I feel like my chicken tender, I don't know, renaissance came kind of when I was pregnant with Ryan, and there was some places that we tried during the pandemic that had fried chicken and would have boneless chicken.
It had great chicken tenders.
Yes. Pineapple Express. No?
Theirs are good. Actually, those are really good too. Egan's.
Yes, that whole, and then I got really
that was a great night
into crispy chicken on salads, which sometimes at a restaurant is honestly just their chicken tenders chopped up.
Do you remember you were very pregnant and we lost our air condition and we had a dance party downstairs, and we got Egan's.
And we
takeout,
ate at candlelight. Yeah, it was like 112 degrees in there, and I was like 9.5 months pregnant, something like that. It was so fucking hot in there.
Hot.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite memories are the 2 weeks before Ryan was born. I remember a lot of that.
3 weeks for me.
3 weeks, because I was planning my escape from CBS and I had it all figured out. So like timing around when Ryan was born.
Yeah.
I kind of remember all of that in detail.
That was crazy.
All right. Can you get to so this is episode 275 of the Marriage Bites podcast, episode 75, which at the time then would have been called the Mike Delivers podcast. I'm sure all of you know that because it hasn't been that long, since we changed the name. Don't forget as well, people, you can find this on YouTube. Hit that like button, subscribe, check us on out. And we've got a lot of fun shorts as well. You can check those out of Jess ordering at the drive-thru, which are just tremendous.
Oh my gosh, this is really interesting. So I am reading this.
And give the date and give all the details.
Okay, so April 14th, 2020.
Okay, so we're basically 5 years ago.
Best tip ever.
I must have gotten a really good tip.
Interview with, Interview with Derek Walton, NBA guard. I have zero recollection of this.
Let me see this. Derek Walton? Did I typo this wrong?
And hold on, it was April 14th, but who knows when we actually recorded this. And you were not allowed to drive because you were still in the COVID protocol, even though you tested positive on March 17th. So it would have been like,
oh, you remember that date?
No, it's St. Patrick's Day. So it would have been like, I don't know, 4 weeks, which seems pretty intense.
I'm so glad because now it's bringing up new memories. So back then, okay. So I think he went to Michigan. That's what I remember from this guy. I actually also interviewed, which is funny now because he's become a Ty Jerome who won an NBA championship.
See, I remember that. This, I have no recollection of.
I remember setting this up. Okay, which now makes me want to check the
He's an NBA point guard. He played for the Clippers and the Pistons.
Holy shit, the Pacers are up 72-37 on the Cavs. That is insanity. That is actual insanity.
So
wow.
You said, as I mentioned, there are no stories from the road quite yet. We're still getting through this COVID-19 quarantine. I am almost there, but I feel completely fine. I feel great. I'm totally healthy, blah, blah, blah. I can't wait to get back out on the road. So I guess I want to say maybe it was like 2 weeks from like testing negative, but we didn't have like home tests anyway. So maybe it was just like a conservative, like 2 weeks from your last symptom or something.
I don't think people understood.
No, nobody did because it was just new, and that's how science works. It takes a while to learn things and understand things. And
Derek Walton.
Yeah, I don't have any.
If you asked me who that was, I would say I have no clue.
Yeah, so we talked about Michigan, Zingerman's Pizza House.
Yeah, he went to Michigan.
Okay.
Yep, I was right.
He lived in Lithuania. I don't know what this great tip was, but yeah, this was one where I have listened to every episode of this podcast. I don't remember anything about this, like nothing.
You should go back and listen.
You should.
Yeah.
There.
Wow, Derek Walton. Yeah, I remember the Ty Jerome. Well, there was
How did you get this set up?
So, okay. I worked at CBS and had new like athlete agencies. And I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do it for myself. So, I started reaching out. Now, I couldn't get like the biggest name players, but Ty Jerome now is like, let me put it this way. I couldn't get Ty Jerome now if I tried.
Okay.
But then I could. I remember people were, during the pandemic, these guys were just hanging out. They weren't doing anything.
Yeah, that's true. That was really
They were just hanging out in their house.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were using Uber Eats.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay. Well, that was a weird one because I was
Crazy.
like, I'm going in a black hole. I was like, I don't even recognize what this is.
See, you're fine. I'm going in a black hole. I'm now looking at the Pacers up 40 on the Cavs, and I'm thinking of the Knicks in the next round.
All right, let's keep it moving. So anyway, what did you think of the McCrispy Strips?
I loved them. What about the sauce?
Okay, well,
what was the name of the sauce?
Okay, I don't know. We'll look it up. So I was a little disappointed in the strip, just because I think that the chicken quality of their chicken sandwiches, I think it might be my favorite of all the chicken sandwiches.
I've had a lot of Chick-fil-A, and by a lot I mean 2 sandwiches over the last 5 weeks because my dad gave me gift certificates. I think we should go back and do the spicy chicken from Chick-fil-A.
I'm telling you,
it's better than
I've
McDonald's.
said it on this podcast.
It's better than the McDonald's one.
It's the one that over-promises and under-delivers to me.
I've had a lot of
every
both.
time.
It's better than the McDonald's one.
Okay. All right.
That's for another time.
I mean, I'm willing. Look,
guess.
people are sycophants. It has
Yeah.
to be we're going to bad Chick-fil-A's or something because everybody else loves it. Okay, so it was called the creamy chili dip. Okay, so I thought that the McCrispy strips were just a little smaller than I expected,
Yeah, I would say they were small.
and just not like okay. When I think of a good chicken tender, like you pull it apart and you like see like the chicken strands or whatever. Do you know what I'm talking about? This was much tighter and smaller.
Yeah.
I just feel like everybody has
Okay.
great chicken tenders right now, and like the breading was fine. They just weren't spectacular. They were
Okay.
absolutely doable. If I got them chopped up on a salad, I'd be like, that's pretty good. But like as sitting there eating like the whole chicken tender, I mean, I think of all these ones we just mentioned, they're way better than that.
I wish we could do Raising Cane's.
Well, we are going to, because they're getting closer to us. But also, I was thinking about this. Do you want to know one of the reasons why McDonald's is struggling? The economy is tough, and their prices suck for like fast food. They're really not that cheap anymore. Three chicken tenders was like $5.50.
Everybody's expensive. It's not just McDonald's.
No, but no. But I saw like, I mean, if you look at their percentage of increase, it's like significant, like 300%, like in 5 years, like absolutely insane. Other places are up double, they're up 3-4 times.
I gotcha.
So anyway, I think I was surprised that was like $5.50 for like that little of, I don't know if even 3 of those would equal like 5-piece nuggets. But anyway, the chili sauce was amazing.
It was amazing.
The creamy chili sauce. I will put that. I can't think of a thing I would not put that on. A vegetable, chicken, a sandwich.
It would really go with anything.
It was like the perfect sauce.
Yeah.
I love that. I hope that they keep that.
Yeah, I want to
Or
bottle
like
that up.
use it.
There's still one left in the fridge.
Oh, is there really? Yeah, they don't do McDonald's.
That would have been
Doesn't.
good tonight.
They don't do the thing as much like Taco Bell does, where they like get a sauce and they utilize it 86 different ways, like as a dip in the sandwich, in a quesadilla. McDonald's is like, here it is, figure it out, kind of a thing. But I thought that was so good, and I hope that's on their regular rotation.
So what are you scoring it?
What do you think? Did you like them?
Yeah, but you got to score.
Oh,
it.
I thought we were talking about it.
Oh, I thought we were scoring it.
Okay,
You gave the whole.
I'm
You gave the
gonna
whole spiel. Let's
give-
score it.
I'm gonna give a 7 for the 6.75,
Okay.
and a 10 for the sauce.
I didn't know we were doing 2 scores. The sauce was great. As Jesse said, it had a lot of great flavor. It was creamy. So sometimes you get these hot, spicy ones, and it's like a little liquefied. The creaminess texture, I think, really went well with the chicken. I think everything you did say about the chicken is fair. I don't think it was as good as some of the other spots. I will say, I was so fucking hungry. I do remember that first of all, and check out the video on YouTube. Jess at the drive-thru was phenomenal. The guy got everything incorrect. I mean, it was just like
We've been nailing it.
My favorite part was and a side soda. He goes, all right, and a side fries.
No, I said a diet soda, and he's like, He goes, what size fries? Like,
the whole thing was a disaster. Which check that out. It was very, very funny. Great kid though. So I do think what you had said about the chicken is fair. I don't think it was stood the time of something else like a Popeyes or a Chick-fil-A.
The breading was disappointing. It was.
I didn't mind the
bland.
breading. Yeah, but I think the sauce is there to complement it. I think it was not exactly juicy, but not dry. It was very McDonald's. I'll go a 7.5. I loved it though. Like I gotta give it a 7.5, but I was so hungry. I really liked it, and the sauce was just kick ass. It was just really kick ass that went alongside with it. I want to get you to do a Chick-fil-A battle with McDonald's too. I've decided.
Okay, well, I think a head-to-head would be the way to do it.
Yes, I'll do that. Let's do a head-to-head.
We'll do a Raising Cane's.
And I want to do Bojangles.
Oh, yeah, Bojangles just... I think we can do it now, because I didn't want to do it right when it opened, because that would be insane. Also, if I'm out that way for work, it's literally a block from
Pick
two
it
of my
up.
biggest clients.
Get some of that dirty rice.
Really doxing ourselves today with chicken. So, I mean, I might get this if I was at McDonald's, but I'd probably get a chicken sandwich over it. Just in terms of
Chicken sandwich
chicken
better.
quality. Yeah.
Chicken sandwich is a little bit better meat.
I just wish, yeah.
I think it's like nuggets.
Well,
tendies,
I can't figure out
sandwich.
if it's like that I've just become more interested in chicken, boneless fried chicken recently, or like has everybody kind of leveled up? I think maybe if it was a couple years ago, I'd be like, yeah, these were fine.
I think
But
it's both.
Okay.
I think it's both.
All right. Well, there you go.
There's also, I'm thinking of things I want to try. I want to try the fried chicken from Popeyes, like the bone-in chicken.
I don't like their breading. I don't know. I think I might hate Popeyes after that last situation.
Geez, just a little pickle.
I don't know. I don't think I like their like weird like craggly breading. It kind of
It is.
freaks me out.
I like it.
I think I'd go.
I like it.
We should do that in KFC if we can do like we're doing rap battles or whatever here.
I do fried chicken battles. Best thing you ate this week, Jesse. A lot of good choices.
Oh, we had a lot of good food. I'm gonna say I thought I had to think about this because I was gonna freak out because there are too many good things. The Rosie's pizza that we got on
Is it becoming a tradition? Picking
your
Rosie's up?
birthday. It was the best one we'd ever had. It was just hitting on all cylinders. The pizza particularly, and the meatballs. I don't know. And the salad, it was all great. It was fantastic. But
good
particularly the crust on the pizza was just like flawless.
I'm between that pizza and a crispy rice tuna on top that we had at lunch today.
I did. That was
that
up
was good flavor.
in the running. I am in my crispy rice spicy tuna era. I had it last night and today.
I'll go with the pizza for everything you had said. It was just good flavor, good crust, good cheese, good ingredients. I mean, it all just came together so nicely, which I know you hate when I say out loud.
literally want to punch you in the face when you say that. Oh my god.
A little foreplay, a little punch in the face. There is a 20% chance that I won't be able to walk this week. We'll see if my gout flares up. Did have some seafood and did have some beer.
You seafooded hard.
I was craving it for my birthday.
Yes, and then
I don't know why I said like birthday. I was like, I got like a weird birthday.
wasn't that a drop from like Gio and Jones? That's probably what it was.
I was thinking of, I don't know.
I think it was a drop.
Maybe.
For something. How's your gout? Let's get a gout update.
1.5.
Oh, no.
But I think it's percolating.
Should you take one of those?
Nah. Let me wait a night to double check because I don't want to waste it if it isn't. 'Cause I also
Okay.
have this cut on my foot, which was the strangest injury I've ever occurred. So, as I mentioned before,
We're leaving.
there's a specific room I have to sit in for these live streams when we're producing them for the podcast that I was talking about earlier. And the way the internet works in our house, for whatever reason, it's best in this front of the room. But I don't want to sit on the couch because I'm leaning over and it hurts my back. So I sit on the floor and I kind of sit under the table that has the laptop on it. And I slid my foot. And there was an old shear of a lollipop from like Lucy. And it ripped open my foot skin. And I have like this huge cut wound from like cherry dum-dum.
Yeah, it looks
like it hurt.
It looks like you should,
like,
you should say you were like surfing and you like, this is what it looks like. You cut your foot on like a coral reef. That's literally how bad it looks.
I wish I had the record. So we were just starting the recording a little before Lucy was going to bed, and she's like, "Night, Daddy, hug." And I'm like, my boss is like coming into the virtual room. She's saying goodnight, and I like cut my foot open. I'm like, "Fuck!" It was
Oh my God.
It was an intense 30 seconds.
Yeah. Oh God. There's been a lot of boo-boo Band-Aids at this house lately. And
Yeah.
people are like, oh, she's into wearing Band-Aids. I'm like, no, she's really injured in a lot of places.
And dirty.
and disgusting.
What
A
weirdest thing
little
you ate?
dirtball.
Weirdest thing you ate this week, or weirdest combination, or weirdest thing you did with food?
I do not think I did anything. I think I had a side cookie. The night that you went to the concert on Monday night, I took the kids out, and Ryan wanted a rainbow cookie, so I got a rainbow cookie and I just like tossed it in my mouth, just like one little rainbow cookie.
Yesterday at lunch, God, I ate a lot. There was I don't know if this is that weird, but there was like the garlic, parsley, like clam, scampi kind of vibe.
The juice.
And I just spooned it in my mouth.
No bread?
The bread was gone.
Oh, okay. You should ask for more bread.
Yeah, probably. I just used the spoon.
So let's just so we can have like a gout accountability.
Oh, and I gotta say my bartender story.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. And then we got to go.
Okay, last story that I have for you. So your great birthday for me. You allowed me to be on my alone.
I allowed you. I let you.
Thank you.
I took his leash off.
Thank you so much. I on Friday night before I picked up the pizza. I went out and had a beer at a Mexican
God, I am
restaurant.
nice.
Got chips and salsa and a beer, and I watched Wonka on my phone.
Wait, while I
can't imagine looking like more of a loser. Could not have been happier.
Well, I have to say, you did that while I watched both kids and made you a layered basketball cake.
It was very nice
from scratch.
Yes. Check out the show notes for the photo. It's there. So anyway, there was a bartender. She was the bartender. Okay. Then the next day in the afternoon, I went out for lunch during Lucy's nap. You had Ryan. And on my birthday itself, I went to On the Deck. That bartender was sitting at the bar hanging out just with her friend. And I was like, that's the bartender. Creeped me out. Then that night, you and I went out. This is very indulgent. I did more this weekend than I have in 10 years, I promise.
We've seen each other more than we have in a full calendar year.
That night, we went out. We go to the Seafarer. There's a bartender. Whatever. Today, we go for Mother's Day lunch. I refuse to say the B word. Brunch.
It was definitely lunch.
It was lunch. It was true lunch. But we, as we're leaving, the bartender I had Saturday night that made our drinks was coming in that restaurant. That is truly the strangest thing that's ever happened.
That is really weird.
That is... Nobody else has ever had that happen in their life.
It does show you how narrow this community is.
And I was like, granted... Now, each place was kind of close-ish to each other. Now, the Friday to Saturday was like 3 to 4 miles. The Saturday to Sunday...
Walking distance. Yeah.
So kind of makes sense. Still bizarre.
Still very strange, yes. Okay, so I want to hear a seafood count and a beer count.
For...
Starting Friday.
I think 6 total beers.
What'd you have Friday? 2 beers.
2.
And seafood? No.
No fish.
All right, Saturday.
4.
Beers.
Yeah.
Seafood? This is just because we're trying to...
One dish.
The...
Shrimp and clams.
Okay, and then today... No beers.
No beers. But I had clams that were in my clam chowder.
And tuna.
And
that was it. Okay. All right. So what we're trying to figure out is the Mendoza line of gout over here.
So what is that total? That's... but I guess...
The volume-wise, I don't know. So
I mean, the truth of it, though, is what I did this weekend, there was times where I was doing that, just consistently.
Well, you
I
haven't...
don't really drink beer that much anymore.
And
I drink it occasionally.
We really cut back on seafood. So, when I'm not around you, all I want is seafood.
Yeah.
Because I've basically cut back on making it ever.
Last time I had the horrible gout was after Manhattan clam chowder.
I know. I saw you order it, and I thought, this is a bad decision. But you're a grown adult, and I can walk after I have Manhattan clam chowder, so this is a you problem.
What you in for? What's your injury?
Chowder.
Red or the white? Red.
Was it red?
Yeah, man. Well, not today. Today was just more of like a... It was a Jersey chowder.
There was a lot happening. It looked like it was white, actually.
Yeah. Full belly clams and bacon.
Wow. The good Jew you are.
This has been the Marriage Bite Podcast, episode number 275. Check us out on YouTube, rate, subscribe, all that good stuff. We really appreciate all the support as we grow this pod. For episode 300, think about this, Jess, as we get closer, even though it's probably...
6 months away?
Yeah, something like that. Maybe more.
Depressing.
Think about episode 300, something we should try.
Okay.
Just get the juices flowing.
Okay. All right.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.